Have you ever wondered what life would be like without the hum of a refrigerator, the glow of a screen, or the simple flick of a light switch? Deep in these mountains, there's a place that isn't just imagining that life. They're living it. Look closely. Notice anything missing. There are no power lines, no street lights, no satellites cluttering the rooftops. This isn't a forgotten ruin or a community too poor for modern amenities. This is a choice. For decades, the people here have deliberately refused electricity. The question isn't just how they live, but why? What could possibly be so valuable that an entire village would turn its back on the modern world? We're going to find out. The journey here is the first part of the story. The paved roads give way to gravel, then two dirt tracks that wind deeper into the wilderness. The constant noise of civilization fades, replaced by an almost deafening silence, broken only by birdsong and the crunch of our footsteps. As we enter the village, the first faces we see are curious, but not unfriendly. Their expressions are open, their movements unhurried. There's a different rhythm here, a pace set by the sun, not a schedule. It's immediately clear that this isn't just about living without power. It's about living with purpose. It's a philosophy you can feel in the very air. To understand their choice, you have to go back in time. When electricity first reached this region decades ago, it was hailed as a miracle. The government and utility companies came with promises of progress, light, and a new, easier way of life. They offered to connect this village just like all the others. But here, something unexpected happened. The community gathered, not once, but many times. They debated, they argued, and they looked deep into their future. And then, in a moment that would define them for generations, they made a collective decision. They said no. This single act set them on a different path, isolating them but also preserving something they felt was more precious than convenience. So what were they so afraid of? I sat with the village elders, their faces etched with the wisdom of years lived by the light of the sun and moon. They didn't fear progress. They feared what it would replace. One elder explained. We were afraid of losing the darkness. For them, the night wasn't something to be conquered with artificial light. It was a sacred time for storytelling, for quiet reflection, for seeing the stars. They worried that electricity would bring a new kind of speed into their lives, one that valued efficiency over meaning. They saw how technology was already changing sleep patterns, shortening attention spans, and rewriting social rules in the outside world. For them, true progress wasn't about doing things faster. It was about doing things with intention. Their day begins not with an alarm clock, but with the first rays of sunlight painting the valley. The entire village seems to wake at once, a quiet, synchronized dance. There's no whir of a coffee machine or the blue glow of a phone. Instead, you hear the gentle crackle of wood stoves being lit, the rhythmic sound of dough being kneaded by hand, and the low chatter of families gathering for their morning meal. Children wander out into the cool air, not rushed to school, but ready to start their daily chores and lessons. There's a profound sense of calm, an absence of the hurry and stress that defines so much of modern morning routines. Life here unfolds. It doesn't rush. Their work is a testament to human ingenuity and physical strength. The fields are tilled with hand plows, seeds are sown by hand, and harvests are gathered by the whole community working as one. Every tool, from the wooden handles of their axes to the pottery in their kitchens, is crafted with a skill passed down through generations. There is an immense pride in their self-sufficiency, a deep satisfaction that comes from knowing your own two hands can provide for your family. This isn't just labor, it's a connection to the earth, a collaboration with neighbors, and a living library of ancestral knowledge. Every day is a masterclass in survival and craftsmanship. How do you stay connected without a phone? Here, communication is an art form. If you need to talk to someone, you walk to their house. News travels through conversations on front porches and at the village well. Conflicts aren't settled over text messages. They're resolved face-to-face, where you have to look someone in the eye. Social gatherings are the heart of their world. In the evenings, families and neighbors come together, their full attention on one another, without a single screen to pull them away. trust isn't just a virtue, it's the currency that makes their society function. Grandparents and grandchildren share a bond that feels unbreakable, woven from shared stories and daily life lived together. What's it like to be a child here? It's a world powered by imagination. Without screens, a simple stick can become a sword, a forest can become a castle, and a stream can become a grand ocean. Play is a physical, creative, and social act. We watch children spend hours building elaborate forts, inventing complex games, and exploring the natural world with a curiosity that was astonishing. Their attention spans are long, their creativity boundless. When I asked one young girl what she thought of the phones and tablets she'd seen visitors use, she just shrugged and said, "They look boring. You just sit there. I'd rather go climb a tree." As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, the village transforms. Sunset isn't just a pretty view. It's a major event that signals the end of the workday and the beginning of the night. As darkness falls, the world shrinks to the warm, flickering circle of a candle or a fireplace. The darkness isn't empty. It's filled with the sound of crickets, the scent of wood smoke, and the quiet murmur of voices. This is the time for storytelling, for passing down history and legends, without the constant stimulus of electric light. Sleep comes easily, and naturally, a deep, restorative rest that aligns with the ancient rhythms of the planet. Juxtapose this with our world, a world of glowing cityscapes, of endless notifications, of faces illuminated by the cold light of a screen. We have gained incredible convenience, instant information, and global connection. But what have we lost? We grapple with burnout, anxiety, and a chronic sense of distraction. We've become so efficient that we've forgotten how to be still. This village raises a profound question. Is the trade-off worth it? Is the convenience of a microwave worth losing the shared ritual of cooking over a fire? Is the efficiency of an email worth sacrificing the connection of a face-to-face conversation? But this life is not a perfect utopia. It comes with real challenges and immense sacrifices. What happens when there's a medical emergency at night, with no way to call for help and no lights to guide the way? The physical hardship is undeniable. Life is hard work every single day. And there are some of the younger generation who have had more contact with the outside world feel the pull of its promises. They see the ease and the opportunities, and they question the old ways. The village is under constant, quiet pressure to change, and the cost of staying different grows higher every year. Ultimately, this village is not meant to be a model for the world to copy. It's a mirror. It forces us to look at our own lives and question the choices we've made, often without even realizing we were making them. Their story is about the power of intentional limitation. It suggests that true freedom might not come from having infinite choices, but from consciously choosing to have fewer, more meaningful ones. By saying no to one thing, they were able to say yes to something else. To community, to family, to a deeper connection with the natural world. It's a radical idea that choosing less can help you live more. As we leave, the last rays of sun kiss the mountaintops, and the first candles begin to flicker in the windows below. The village is settling in for another quiet night, living a life that is both ancient and profoundly deliberate. And it leaves me with one final, lingering question for you. If you had the power to unplug, to disconnect from it all, and redesign your life from scratch, what would you choose? Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, consider subscribing for more journeys into the heart of what it means to be human.